Hello there, it's Jen. Welcome to my channel if you're watching this on YouTube. Welcome to my feed if you're watching this on Instagram. And let's talk about another Hallmark Christmas movie. And I am going to talk about my Norwegian holiday. I was excited going into this because my kid is actually like a third Norwegian, not from me. Actually, maybe I have like 1% or something. I'm going to have to go look it up. But pretty much it's all from Dad. So I was pretty, so I have like an affinity for Norway, even though neither one of us have ever been, but just because of my kid having that Norwegian blood and such. So, yeah, and I did say a third, even though like half of the child's DNA came from me. That's how that happened, because DNA is funny like that. Anyway, so yeah, I love this movie, and it's not just because of the Norway thing, which, so if I'm remembering correctly, it is filmed in Norway, and then the main actor, whose name of course I don't remember at all, I love him. He's from Ted Lasso, which I still have like a season and a half to watch, and people will be like, how could you not have watched it? And I'm like, but here I am still with Ted Lasso left to savor. That show is hilarious. It's wonderful. Jason Sudeikis is amazing, and this kid is in that show, and so that's fun. I really liked him. He was giving me like not young Chris Hemsworth, but young Thor. And if you are a Marvel person, maybe you'll understand what that means. But like, I could see like if they brought him in and they were like, he was like, Thor is my dad, then like I would be like, valid, like I completely believe that Thor is your dad, and that's fun. So but this particular actor, if I'm remembering correctly, and I'll correct myself if I'm not, I want to say is not actually Norwegian, but is in fact Danish or something like that. And so I get it. I guess that like you're looking for Norwegian actors, and it's not even like, if I'm not mistaken with my geography, like if you were thinking Scandinavia, I'm thinking it's Norway, Sweden, and I'm picturing, if I look this, I feel like I looked this up, and like, like Denmark wasn't like next door to them, so Sweden. What else? Wow. Now I have to look up what is considered Scandinavian again, because I sound like a complete idiot. But anyway, that at first distracted me, because I always like things to be authentic, like how I got all excited when I was watching Heidelberg Holiday and everybody was German. Oh, and by the way, noise in the background. If you hear noise in the background, my kid's taking a shower. But like, I had just done my hair and put on some makeup and stuff because I have a work thing today. So I'm like, this is a great time to like do this, especially since I'm so behind. And this is what happens when your YouTube studio is right outside your bathroom. So this is my like vanity area, that this is what I use it for, is doing this kind of thing and storing a bunch of stuff. Like if you saw what was on the other side of this camera, you'd be like appalled. It's ridiculous. Anyway, so yeah, it would have been cool if he was Norwegian, but that's okay because I really like him a lot. And so this movie starts out so like kind of goofy, because Rhiannon Fish, who I really enjoy, and I think this is her best thing that she's ever done. She's in a coffee shop, and so is his name Henrik? I'm going to call him Henrik because I think that's what his name was, is in there too. And he's talking to a lady, and it almost sounds like it sounds like you would overhear this and presume that they're breaking up, but it turns out later that this was like his assistant who didn't want to like work for him anymore or something. But they call out the name for this coffee, and they use the first and last name, and why can't I remember it? But I want to say the first name is Jessica. Let's just say it's Jessica Smith, and they go, or Jessica Johnson, because they call her JJ. I think that's right. And so they go, Jessica Johnson, and he goes up to get, or something happens. It's a coffee mishap, right? Like he picks up the coffee that's really her coffee, and then later he tries to get her a coffee, walks out and like spills coffee on her or something. But I'm trying to think when they figure out that Oh my God, why can't I remember this at all? It doesn't matter because you're going to watch it because I need you to watch this movie. And basically, he convinces her that what she should do, she's a teacher. She's working like as a substitute teacher right now because she's working on her master's degree, I think. And the guy who is her like advisor or whatever is a guy who is from the show Harry Wild, which is on Acorn, and I love that show. And it's a mystery like show with Jane Seymour as a retired English professor turned detective, and she has this sidekick played by Rohan Ned, and this guy plays one of the recurring characters, and he's freaking hilarious on that show. So that was fun to see him. Like, if I looked at him, I go, this guy could be that guy's twin, and then it like, no, it's because it's him. So, but they have a fun relationship, and he wants her to go because she has the same name as the assistant who was going to go with him to Norway. It's like, you should come to Norway with me, but like, we're not going to go together. We're just going to get on the plane and get on, and like, we won't even see each other for the rest of the time. But of course, because this is a movie and it's a Hallmark movie and those two are the stars, but that's not how that's going to happen. So anyway, but the professor guy was like, I'll give you the extension on this thing that you're writing, except that you have to go to Norway. And so she's like, okay, I'll go to Norway. And she has this little troll doll that came from her grandmother, that belonged to her grandmother. And I can't remember if Henrik somehow, maybe he sees that because he finds out where she works because she dropped some of her papers when they had the coffee mess up, and then he goes to the school and she's got the troll on the desk, and he's like, this is from Bergen, and which is like where he's from. And anyway, that's how this all starts. It's like, is it ridiculous to think that like there would be a stranger who would be like, you should come to Norway with me? Like, yeah, absolutely, but thank goodness that it happens because it's great. Their chemistry is great. Scenery is great. His family members, I love the lady who plays his sister. Everybody seems so natural. Like, I actually believe that these are family members, the way they interact with each other. His grandmother, who she winds up staying with, because when they get to, they're leaving, because I think they took a plane and then they had to go like he tells her he should take this train into town rather than go like take this car, like Uber that she was going to do. And they take a train into town, and then his sister is there, and they're like, where are you staying? And she's like, such and such, and like that's like basically like, yeah, I don't think that's such a good idea. But so then she winds up coming to stay with his grandmother. But anyway, but the way like we learn about some Norwegian customs and stuff, and just the way that they act, like this whole thing that they had about the 3 different ways to say I love you, and it's beautiful scenery, it's beautiful people. I love this movie, and I think that's all you need to know. And I don't even know what I told you about in the last 8 minutes because I feel like I've just been rambling like so hard. But it's 5. It's a 5 for me. It is 5 iced peppermint mochas, and yeah, I love it. I hope you love it too. I'm sorry that I went on so long. That's absolutely ridiculous when I have no idea that I said anything that is going to make you want to watch this movie. If you're Norwegian at all, you should definitely watch this movie. Yeah, it was great. It like totally, like I've said before, I don't like to fly, and the thought of going like really far away doesn't appeal to me at all. But like this made me even more want to go to Norway. So anyway, that's that. Thanks for being here, and I'm gonna go watch some more stuff right now. Okay, thanks. Bye.